Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here. In this video, we're going to be doing a ranking of the most expensive LEGO sets that have come out from the LEGO Group. Now, this is not their current market value. This is by how much they cost from the LEGO Group when they were still available from LEGO. And to help us with this criteria, we're going to start at a level of $500 US. And that's going to include LEGO sets that are at $499.99. I mean, it's $500. So that's where we're going to start. And there are 12 LEGO sets that fit that criteria of $500 or more, and 6 of them, can you believe it, are Star Wars sets. And also I found it interesting with these 12 particular LEGO sets is that I think 8 of them came out in the last couple years alone. So I think it's safe to say that we're probably going to add some more to this list in the very near future. But for right now, we have these 12, and for what it's worth, I'm going to give you my ranking of these 12 LEGO sets. So how I'm going to do this ranking is if I was offered these 12 LEGO sets, but I could only choose one to be mine, which one would I choose first? And after I had that one, which one should I, or would I choose second, and so on. But I'm going to do it in reverse order, right? I'm going to give you my least favorite out of the 12 and then go up to my number 1 rank. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, we're going to start with the Hulkbuster, LEGO set number 76210. This, of course, is a very new set, came out just a month or two ago. Contains 4,049 pieces, and this retails for $550 US and includes 1 minifigure. Now, the Hulkbuster, it is at the bottom of the list because, well, as awesome as it is as a mech, it just kind of missed really badly as far as looking like the Hulkbuster. I won't get into the details of all of these as to why, but that's at the bottom of the list, starting at, of course, number 12. Number 11 is the Coliseum, set number 10276. This came out in 2021 and contains a very impressive 9,036 pieces, also $550 US. No minifigs with this thing. Now, I do not own the Coliseum. In fact, I think it's important to note that 6 out of the 12 I actually do not own in my personal collection, so whatever that's worth, I'll throw that out there. But the Coliseum is one that I do not own, so my ranking on this comes from mostly from other people's experience and my own thoughts on how it looks. It looks very big, hard to display, and very boring looking. And when I say that, I mean it's just all the same color, and builders of it all kind of agree that it's very repetitious, one of the more repetitious builds that you will see in a LEGO set, and that's why it ranks down here at number 11. Number 10 is the Cat D11 Bulldozer, set number 42131, came out in 2021, 3,854 pieces. That's actually the smallest piece count in this list of 12 most expensive LEGO sets. And this is right at the $500 mark. And no minifigures with this thing. Now, you guys who know me know that this is not a set that I'm going to go out and buy. I look for LEGO City sets or collectibles like Star Wars that you see behind me. Although I will say that this thing is still an impressive LEGO set on its own, and I would definitely pick it up before the Coliseum or the Hulkbuster if it was my money. So, the Bulldozer comes in at number 10. Number 9, Death Star, number 75159. This is the 2016 version. Contains 4,016 pieces and right at the $500 mark. But this thing has 27 minifigures. So this has the most minifigures out of all of these 12 LEGO sets. And that's pretty impressive. Unfortunately, though, it was never a set that appealed to me because it was much more of a play set than a display set. And I wasn't about to spend $500 on that. So sadly, it will never be in my collection because this is one of the 3 sets that are actually retired in this list. Number 8 is the Hogwarts Express, set number 76405. Just barely came out, actually, and this has 5,129 pieces, is right at the $500 mark. But this thing contains 20 minifigures. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, I think this is where it's at. You get a lot of great minifigs with this thing. Now, it is a train, but it's not really a train that you're going to have run through your city, unless you do some pretty heavy modifications to it. It is definitely a display set, and that's kind of what hurts it for me, having it go down the list some way. Number 7 is the Eiffel Tower. This is probably the newest LEGO set out of this list. Set number 10307 contains a mind-boggling 10,001 pieces and is a $630 LEGO set. Now, this thing doesn't have any minifigures with it, but it's still an impressive LEGO set. It's kind of like in the middle of my list here. It's awesome. It's the tallest LEGO set there is. The build experience is okay. There's a lot of repetition, obviously, in it, but I think you have to be a pretty big fan of the Eiffel Tower to get that in your collection, especially at that price point. So we're at the middle of the list right here from number 7 to number 6. Number 6 is the Razor Crest. That is set number 75331. Came out, of course, just this year, very, very recently. A 6,187 piece Lego set, and it is right at the $600 mark, and it contains 5 minifigures. Now, this is a set I do not have, but I definitely want, but it's going to take some budgeting and saving to actually get this thing into my collection. So time will tell, but that is definitely one I want to pick up. Number 5 is the UCS AT-AT, or UCS AT-AT as my generation calls it, and I love this set. Set number 75313 came out last year, 2021, and has 6,785 pieces, and this is tied as the most expensive Lego set at $850 US. Contains 9 minifigures, and this thing, of course, is behind me here in my studio. I love the AT-AT. It's very different. It's not a spaceship, right? It's a walker, and it is a really impressive, very heavy Lego set. Very happy to have this in my collection, and that is why it is at number 5. All right, number 4, the top 4. Let's see here, guys. The UCS Star Destroyer, set number 75252, came out in 2019, contains 4,784 pieces, and this thing cost $700. And contained 2 minifigures that were relatively weak minifigures. I think they could have done a lot better with those. But regardless, this was a massive upgrade to the 2002 version. Sadly, though, this just barely retired this month or last month. I think they finally sold out, so it is long gone now, unfortunately. But very happy to have this in my collection, and it is at number 4 for good reason. Number 3 is the UCS Millennium Falcon. This is the 2007 version. Set number 10179 contains 5,197 pieces, and back then it was $500 and the most expensive Lego set at the time. Contains 5 minifigures, and yes, this is obviously long gone retired, and for the longest time it was the holy grail of Lego sets for a lot of collectors, and it was on my list as well. I wanted it. I still want it, definitely. But this thing is wildly expensive right now. Fortunately for collectors like myself, we got which is number 2 on my list, and that's the UCS Millennium Falcon from 2017. Set number 75192 came out, and this thing contains 7,541 pieces at $850. Now, it was $800 when it first came out, and that's what I bought it for, but it is now $850. 7 minifigures, and even offers some playability, great playability actually, with some interior spaces as well. And this is definitely number 2 on my list. I love it. Not saying I don't want the other one from 2007, I do, but I think that ship has sailed as far as the aftermarket prices go. So, that is 11 down, 1 to go. What do you think it is? The Titanic, set number 10294, came out last year, 2021, boasts 9,090 pieces, and retails currently for $680 US. This thing doesn't have any minifigures. It doesn't need minifigures. This thing, I think, is probably arguably my favorite Lego set. It's tough to top the Titanic. It's iconic in its own right, but to see it in this scale as a Lego set is pretty impressive, and props to the designers in putting this thing together. It is a beautiful Lego set, and I'm very happy to have it displayed in my office as kind of the centerpiece of everything around it. So there you go, guys. That is my ranking of the 12 most expensive Lego sets. Of course, this could change very rapidly. I think by next year, this time, we'll probably have 4 or 5 more. Who knows? But do you agree with my list and my ranking? Do you guys have a Lego set that would be number 1 in your list, and which would be number 12 in your list? I would be curious to know. Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.